Okay, we're rolling? Yeah, the numbers is rolling. Okay, we's on board here. Okay, you notice I got my IT hat on. You remember about the hat, so you got to go out there that first little video to get to understand about the hat. But this is the IT hat, and so we're going to talk information technology. We're going to talk about strong passwords, how to make you a strong password, and how to be able to remember every single password you've ever created in your whole life. I'll tell you that. We can do it for you if you just listen in and see what we got to say for you. Okay, the concept of strong password. If you don't have passwords on your stuff, somebody's going to figure out a way to get in there, and the stronger they are, the better. And we're going to tell you what that means about strong. You usually use a mix of characters. That's small letters, capital letters, special characters, and numbers. All those, you mix all those up. And I'm going to tell you a way to do that in a way that it'll be easy to remember, and it'll fit all those parameters out there that people want you to do. Now, the longer the better. You see, I'm a network manager, and if they got into my stuff, it would be hell to pay. So therefore, we don't want to have that happen. So I always got a long one, and I use. They usually say it's got to be at least 8 characters. Well, I always use 14 because most of your older systems they'll only accept 14. Now, some of the newer systems will accept up to 20 or more. But your older systems, and so that my passwords will always work with the old stuff and the new. Now, once we get rid of all the old stuff, then I'll up mine to 20. But right now, I keep it at 14, and that's where I do it now. What you want to do is pick a pattern, and you want to bust that 14 characters up into little sections. You have like in my case, I have one little section. It's a code for whatever I'm logging into. You know, like if I'm logging into something like AOL, then I use the code AOL. If I'm logging into Hotmail, I may use HOT for Hotmail, or HTM for Hotmail, or HML for Hotmail, something like that. Figure out a little code for everything you log into. First thing that comes to your mind is the best way to go, because that way it'll be the first thing that comes to your mind the next time you go in. You know, if you forget it, the first thing that comes to mind, that'll be the thing. And I got another little section that has the month of the year, and another little section that has the year. And once I got this password built, then all I got to change is the month and the year, and it's always going to be, that's how I can remember every single password I ever done, because I got a code for what I'm going into. I got some special characters in it. I got some numbers in it. Like the year's a number, and the month I use a code for the month. And so if you just do that and separate it out, now every once in a while you may want to change it up, and sometimes you put those special characters all in a row. Well, you may want to like put your section that has the month, and then a special character, and then the year, and then a special character, stuff like that. And one of the other things I do, one of the codes that goes in every one of my passwords is a code for my wife, my significant other. And if you do that, then you'll always remember. You say, of course, now, if you change significant others all the time, then that's going to make it a little difficult to remember which password went with which month, won't it? But if you keep the same one like I have for a long time, about 26, 27 years, then you won't have that problem. And so I put a little code in there for that. Now, you want to make it unique. You want to make it unique to you. Now, I know there's a bunch of you folks out there that like to make yourselves unique. You tattoo yourselves up or pierce yourselves, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of different ways. Dress funny or hairstyles or something like that, put color in your hair and everything. You do all kinds of things to make yourself unique from everybody else out there. Well, you need to make your passwords unique too. You need to use codes, not words. Never use a word that can be found in the dictionary, unless it's a word like a or something like the, T-H-E, something short word. But don't use those long words that your pet's name or your wife's name or your car's name or something like that. Don't use those, because people will figure out a way to figure out your password by that. So always use little codes, little 3-4 character codes, and then string them together in a big long string, and that way you take little pieces to build a big thing, little pieces that you can remember to build a big thing that nobody will ever figure out. There you go. That's how you make a strong one. And like I say, you mix the pattern up every once in a while. Sometimes you put the special characters together. Sometimes you use them to separate the various other codes out. And you do that, and I'm telling you, it'll work for you. And then all you have to do once you got a basic pattern built is just change the dates in it, and for that every single password of every single thing you log into, and that'll work for you. Now, I would suggest, once again, that you secure everything with a password. Never let it default to no password. Anytime it gives you the option to put a password. Now, sometimes they'd only let you put in like 4 numbers. Well, here's a suggestion. I always pick something in the mid-range around the 5 or 4 area, 4, 5, 6. In other words, start it with that. Because some folks will start at 00001 and move up, and some folks will start at 99999 and move down, and the longest time it'll take them to figure it out is if you're right in the middle there somewhere. That's just an idea. You do what you want to do, whatever you can remember. Now, so you always use the strongest password you can, but sometimes they only they put restrictions on you and say you can only use these characters, you only do this thing. Well, we'll do that, but figure out the strongest one that you can, and then you'll be best protected. One other thing, never use an automated system. The last time we was talking about those wireless routers, and sometimes it'll say, do you want me to build you a code for you, or do you want to put in your own? Never let it build a code for you, and because if it does, then it uses a little algorithm to do that. And of course, those folks out there that's trying to break into your system, they know those little algorithms too, and they'll figure out a way to get in there and get it if you use the automated one. But if you use your own and you use this little system for building a strong password, even on your encryption on your wireless router, then you remember we told you use a strong password on your encryption to your wireless router. Well, you do that, and you're going to find that'll help you out. Now, the other thing that I can tell you is to never save it. Whenever it gives you the option to save it, say no. And say, don't ask me that question again. I don't want to save it. I never want to save it. Because if you save it, it's going to be somewhere on there, and somebody's going to figure out how to get to it, and how to figure it out, and then you're going to be in trouble then. Because they're going to figure it out, they're going to get there, and they're going to break into your system. So never, ever save a password. If you want to save it, write it on a piece of paper somewhere. And keep that separate from your computer. Keep that in your lockbox, or your safe, or your fire safe, or your safety deposit box, or something like that. Always keep it somewhere separate from your computer. Don't paste it on a sticky note right on your computer. I mean, that's just common sense, folks. I mean, just you don't do that unless you want somebody to just break right. If they break into your house, they'll break into your computer too. They'll probably just take it with them, and they'll take that sticky note too, and then they'll be able to break in, do whatever they want to with all your stuff. So be thinking about that. Now, see, the automated way and the save password way, that's the easy way. That's kind of like we are in this country with our nanny state, a government taking care of us and everything. And the more stuff the government does for you, the more they get into your life and into your stuff and into your business, and the more that they find out about you and all that kind of stuff. You always got to provide them information to get that free money and stuff, don't you? And so they're going to get you one way or the other. Yeah. I tell you, folks, the more you turning more and more control of your life over to the government. Now, if that's the way you want it, that's fine. But you see, the original Americans that came over here, that founded this country, they wanted freedom. They didn't want to be controlled. They didn't want to be taken care of. They said, we'll do for our own selves, and you all just stay out of us. And that's what they told those British folks over there. They said, y'all stay out of our business over here. Now, if that's the way you want it, then I'm teaching you how you can get the government out of your life. Keep them out. And that may be what you want. That way we could shrink the government down, make it a little smaller, and maybe not take near so much out of your pocketbook. Okay. Now, the next time, what we're going to do when we get out there, we're going to say, we're going to tell you about what all kinds of things are out there as far as wireless routers, cell phones, PCs, laptops, all that kind of little computer doodad stuff. We're going to tell you all about that next time we meet. If you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can come on back and we'll talk to you again. and you think about that there, people. But don't think too long, because you see, those 2012 elections are coming up. And if you go out there on our political track, BigAL's opinion on the nippers, we'll talk to you about the new Independence Party and how they think like we think and like I think here. and we don't want government, messing in our lives either. We want to try to keep them out if we can, and. So you go out there and check those out. So and if you find any value in this and you want to contribute a little bit to me or the Nippers, just send it to A.L. Nolram or the Nippers at P.O. Box 2149, Tuskegee, Alabama 36083. You can do that, and then we'll just say bye-bye for now. Y'all take care of each other out there. Don't be doing too much fussing and feuding. Be kind to each other. And above it all, God bless America. Thank you. Bye-bye.